Good morning, it's the 13th of December, and I'm just about to depart a wild camp, an off-grid camp in Guinea, or if you want to use the full country name with the capital city, Guinea-Conakry. Not too long ago, I was in the other Guinea in this part of the world. Maybe you're aware there's also Equatorial Guinea, which is closer to Gabon and Cameroon, for example. But in this part, there are two Guineas. I was in Guinea-Bissau, named for its capital city. In fact, I stayed 2 nights in Bissau itself. So I'm in the larger of the two Guineas in this part of the world, in Guinea-Conakry. It's going to take me many days, and perhaps with rest days and days that I'm otherwise delayed, I'll be in this country for most of 2 weeks. This was such a ideal campsite. I'm so grateful that I found it when I did. It was approaching dark. In fact, as I came up this, we call it a dirt road, but really you're riding directly on bedrock, some sort of volcanic rock, very bumpy. I went off that road for a while and ended up pushing the bike as I was really getting beat up. But you can see I settled in on this patch tree to lean the bike because it has no kickstand. And I'm not far from the road. You've probably already seen some vehicles passing. I can certainly hear them, and maybe you can too. As I was arriving last night, the sun was barely above the horizon, and by the time I had my tent set up, it was dark. Which honestly is ideal because it's far less likely to be seen in the dark by anybody nearby versus getting here earlier, moving around in the daylight, etc. I've seen several people walking by. A motorcycle came up this road this morning and one last night. Everyone's been curious and super friendly. I'm beginning to lose track already, but just a couple days ago I departed Conakry. Conakry City, where I acquired a visa for the next country, Ivory Coast. I departed that space 3 days ago. I had a flat tire of significance coming out. It seemed the valve stem was leaking. That sent me, with the bike fully disassembled, I left it behind with 2 children. And later on, I tipped them 20,000 GFA, a couple of dollars. I was grateful. They even helped me reassemble the bike when it came to that point. But I crossed the street with just the wheel, went to a moto shop, and they helped me to repair the problem. Now, I had a new valve stem. We inserted that and then reseated the tire. It's the first time I needed an assist like that. That sent me into a moto shop. But it gave me a lot of confidence that if I have a problem in the future, they will certainly be able to help me. So that was the first problem coming out of Conakry. And then yesterday morning I was doing maintenance on the bicycle. I changed the chain, by the way. That's the first chain since I left Tarifa. So new chains on the bike. I got 3 more new chains in my bags. Should be enough to cover the entire continent. I also replaced the rear brake pads. Those are original coming out of Tarifa. While doing that, I decided to push the pistons out a little bit, clean and oil the top sections. Now, I say oil, I use grease very lightly with a Q-tip to help them to slide. Over time, they will start to stick, and that can lead to sticky brakes and very quickly wearing pads and unhappy riders because their brakes are on the whole time when they're riding their bike, essentially. So keeping those pistons clean so they can slide in and out of the caliper is crucial. But unfortunately, I decided to do it a second time, and I wasn't paying close enough attention. The inner piston came out faster, and I pushed it completely out of the housing, introducing air into the caliper. So now I had a big problem. That sent me to another moto shop, who sent me to an auto shop where I met Marco, and much longer story short, he fixed the problem. Man, was I grateful. That got me out of town, Candia, where I slept in the garden at a hotel, at about 11 o'clock. So yesterday I didn't reach 70 miles, in part because there was an enormous amount of climbing. You can see I'm in the Highlands now, the Guinean Highlands, and I will continue in this space today. So that's the highlights from the last couple of days since departing Conakry. I got one fan this morning hanging out with me over there, a young fella keeping his distance. He's welcome to come over, of course. But I don't speak French, so generally the conversation is quite short. Well, that's it from this spectacular camp. Really saved me. At the final moment, as it was approaching dark, I found this space after some searching.